he was special.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Gotcha.
It's an evil world we live in.
There might not be any hope for me again, sort of kind of thing.
I have no knowledge of any of this. This is so bizarre.
Here I come.
What the hell? Oh my God. She is very gorgeous to me. I'm back. We are so back. Retro FIFA is returning to the channel and I cannot wait. We are back taking a stroll down memory lane and today we're exploring FIFA 18. Yeah, FIFA 18. It's been over half a decade. I think a classic BCHD retrospective is well overdue. It's been, what, 2 years since that FIFA 11 review and it's time to dip our toes into another piece of FIFA history. Now that the whole franchise and era is over, we can now look back on this one with fond memories. It's been that long. Enough time has passed and we can form our own solid opinions on the game. Whether it aged poorly, could have been better, as this was the second game with the new Frostbite engine taken after FIFA 17. Ronaldo was on the cover back at Real Madrid and this is the oldest FIFA title. I know it's sad that the servers are still up for, and in fact they're shutting down in a couple of weeks. So I thought it was perfect timing to go back and revisit this game whilst all the online features are still up and operating, so we can explore this game to the fullest extent. With that beautiful little purple, blue, pink aesthetic, I'm now reminded how long... Oh my God. My game just crashed. EA's kicking me out. They don't want me spitting the truth. I don't hate the game that much. You guys know how it is. I'm not scared. I give you the raw, honest, unfiltered facts. The truth, whether I liked it, loved it, everything in between, the small details, and now we're finally loaded in. Ah, yes, it was that faithful era where career mode was relegated to a sad little box on the main menu. This was truly the dark times, the dark ages before we transitioned into getting no features in FIFA 19, but that's another story for another day. We're here to analyze everything from the World Cup mode, the Journey Part 2, gameplay, career mode, ultimate team, the practice arena, some online modes, and of course, everyone and my favorite segment of these videos, the soundtrack. Exploring every single corner and crevice that this title had to offer. And how we usually get the party started is by exploring the practice arena. I wonder what player I had in the arena. Oh my God. This is harking back all the memories now. This era, actually the last like proper practice arena we had. Again, you can start to see a common trend of pretty much everything going downhill after FIFA 18. Both this and FIFA 17's practice arenas had that, you know, EA branded stadium, but this time it was just like FIFA 18 colors. Realistically, the gameplay just felt a lot more smoother. I know shooting was absolutely cracked in this game, like beyond belief. This was actually before he flopped, so he was decent enough. He was like, what, 88 rated, and yeah, you can see how overpowered shooting is. This was still the United Mourinho days. This was an era where I was starting to explore YouTube, starting to post some videos, getting some of them reported by Sport Bible. I just freshly graduated school. It was a decent time in my life. I had a lot of free time on my hands, and I started taking, you know, this whole YouTube game a little bit more seriously, started sinking some serious hours into it. Penalty system, I'm pretty sure was exactly like FIFA 17. Yeah, you could customize your run up. You had the arrow helping you out in whichever direction possible. I think that pretty much stayed the same until FIFA 20. Let's stop triggering Arsenal and United fans with Alexis Sanchez. We'll get the cover star, the El Tornado Merchant. Yeah, this is the new skill move. It was one of the main selling points, like one of the key pieces of marketing material. I just want an El Tornado goal. Give me an El Tornado goal. So satisfying. Look, it wasn't all sunshine and roses because this is when I think it was FIFA 16 or 17 where they removed like all the features you could do in the practice arena. I'm not leaving until I score a free kick and penalty. So Ronaldo, let's get this free... Oh, it's off the post. Nah, that still counts. That still counts. Off the post again. Just go in, man. Shout out to the 8 people playing online seasons right now. You guys are a real one. The online game mode that I probably sunk the most time into was Pro Clubs. You just know, with friends, with the right group of mates, it just goes off in the party chat. Right now, there are 0 people playing Pro Clubs. Dele Alli in the menu. He was literally plastered everywhere. And because, yeah, I transitioned from Xbox to PS4, I don't really have that great of stats. 23 matches played, 11 goals, 10 assists, 462 pass attempts, 1 man of the match, deployed as a cam, 5 foot, sorry, I'm actually 6'2" in real life. I ain't no short king here, I'm a 6-foot grifter. The boots though in this game, I don't know, the one thing that I go back and look at is just all the accessories. Lotto, Mizuno were starting to make their presence known, New Balance, and only a couple of Nike ones. You had the Mercurial CR7 boots, which go hard. For a hot minute, I completely forgot these existed. Look, if you think career mode never changes or gets shown any love, yeah, Pro Clubs is down there with one of the least cared about game modes in FIFA history. From like FIFA 13 to FIFA 20, like this completely stayed the same. Back in these days, it was pretty much copy and paste. And let me tell you, there is someone out there in the Dominican Republic or whatever that flag is that has played 6,000 games of FIFA 18 and scored over 9,000 goals. Get a life, mate. Touch some grass. Go outside. I didn't expect to see Alan Pardew today, but I can recognize that cheeky smile anywhere. Online seasons and co-op seasons have pretty much stayed the same since FIFA 14. How could I forget? How did I not even recognize that the EA catalog is still in this game? Removed in FIFA 21, I want to say. This is where you could buy boots, balls. That's why there weren't too many boots in the edit player, because they're all on the catalog. I mean, what else am I going to spend my available 474k coins on? You had Ultimate Team players to redeem, lone players, wins in extra seasons, career mode stuff, Scout Future Star. We've got Financial Takeover, which was massive. Back before they just implemented it into the settings, you had to actually unlock edit player in career mode too, which is kind of crazy. But hey, it gave you something to work towards, and you were actually like rewarded. The more time you played, the more you could unlock and spend. Another fun feature, a FIFA classic that EA have just let to die. You could also gift items to a friend, which I also found quite funny. And yes, I actually have friends. Now turn the volume up, get ready to be thrown on a nostalgia trip, because we'll be playing some of my all-time favorites from the FIFA 18 soundtrack. I'm a FIFA soundtrack enthusiast. I pride myself on that. I'm a thorough enjoyer of FIFA music, I can't lie. It has got some absolute FIFA tunes that'll go down in the history books, but for me, 70% of them don't really like hit. They don't give me that heavy dose of nostalgia that I crave from the likes of like FIFA 14, 15, 16. There's a lot of mid, but they're still memorable in a sense. Like, you still remember them just playing along in the background. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this was the first game from memory that actually added a song into the soundtrack mid-game. So that was nice to see. It was a nice little touch. And a man like myself, I love all the small details. So just sit back and listen in, soak it all up with some of the best tracks that FIFA 18 had to offer.
Want to listen to some tunes?
But that's never enough, 'cause when you lose the one you love, I got pay my wages, my patience is paid for thin. High as a pretty star, don't you break my faded heart. Well, dangerous, but I don't care. Just throw it in the fire. One more time, blow your mind. up for your colours.
You can kind of see that classic FIFA sound they were going for. The vibes, it was summery, it was alternative. For me, I find it sad. I find it heartbreaking when people completely mute the soundtrack and just play their own music over the game. That's not the experience I want FIFA for. I want to take a trip back and play it the way it was intended, and that is by revisiting The Journey Part 2. Could the sequel that nobody asked for be better than the original? And again, they had features that were in The Journey that weren't in career mode for some strange reason. It's beyond me. This like nice little team selection screen with the manager, the stadium picture, just the way it was laid out and formatted was so much more aesthetically pleasing. It was the Jose United era, Rafa Benitez at Newcastle, Poch back at Spurs, Huddersfield Town in the Premier League, and Arsene Wenger somehow managed to beat all the Wenger out allegations.
When is it gonna end, Robbie? Wenger out, fam. Leaving out, blood. Sack him now, blood.
Like, imagine this was in my play where you had your own little house, your apartment, the environment was the background. Still, a feature that is not even added in FC24 is the social tab where you had all these tweets from brands, pundits, random players, people you knew, tweeting about the Hunter Griezmann partnership, Alan Shearer giving you praises. Why isn't this in career mode in that news tab? Like, we'll never know. It's things like this that just really piss me off when it comes to EA. Like, you can see your follower count. Must be nice. Alex Hunter has 700k followers. You've got his mum in my mentions, Danny Williams, Kim Hunter. We were in Paris. Our strike partner was Griezmann and we were on fire. You had your partnership, your value, your goals and assists all broken down in each competition. Like, everything about the journey. Give it slack all you want, but if they actually implemented like these aesthetics and the way everything was presented and broken down into the real career mode in my player, it would have been such more of a noteworthy addition. But because they didn't decide to actually implement any of this into the actual game, like when we go to customization, Alex Hunter had tattoos. What? Excuse me? They waited until FC24 to reintroduce tattoos and brand it as a new feature. Back in 2017, FIFA 18, our boy Alex Hunter was dripped out in any tattoo you could think of. It's still a mystery to this day. EA just wanted us to suffer. It's actually embarrassing on their part, to be fair. And you had your own personal wardrobe too, like what he'd wear in the cutscenes when he's not playing on the pitch. It's close to the perfect customization we could ever wish for in career mode, but it was just Journey exclusive. This was implemented into Pro Clubs, I believe, this like pie chart, all your attributes being laid out, how to upgrade your stats, unlocking traits. The Journey was actually a real pioneer, but then after it was, you know, discontinued, after it was finished, you didn't really get to see any of the actual features that made it great in future iterations of the game. I feel like the general consensus is the more time passes, the more people actually grew to appreciate the Journey and actually liked it. This would have sunk so much time out of their operation and their love for the other game modes, and that was people's problem at the time, and honestly, I had the same opinion. Now I'm just transported to LA. Like, the Journey was just a fever dream, I swear. What happens when you actually finish the Journey, though? This was the main breakdown. I think your progress just transferred over into FIFA 19. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but here we go. We've got some rewards to feast our eyes on here. We've got an Alex Hunter item card in Ultimate Team. That's the perfect segue. Oh my god, another cutscene, man. I'm not here to watch a movie. Oh, next thing you know, there's a post-credit scene, an Easter egg. The Journey took itself way too seriously, but we love it for that. Here we are in Ultimate Team, and it's probably like one of the last times I'm going to access this before the servers shut down in November. Where's my Alex Hunter card, man? I want it. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Alex Hunter. We found him. And Danny Williams. Oh, we have both of them. But here was my current team. I had kind of like a Serie A theme going on. Papu Gomez at Atalanta. Higuain 90 rated at Juve. That is crazy times we were living in here. The 17-18 season. Inform, Milinkovic, Savic. One of my favorite players to use in FIFA. Just an absolute midfield beast. We've got Inform, Insigne, Hamsik back at Napoli. We've got Pjanic at Juve, Icardi off the bench at Inter, Pace Demon, Brian Morris off the bench, and my boys Frosinone copped the cursed unlicensed treatment. Actually, I think this was the game that Serie A got removed as a license, and it was called like Calcio A or Calcio B. I just get triggered thinking about it. Let's just take a look at the transfer market right now, see if we can spot some throwback cards. No special cards on the market. We'll go for gold. We've got Prime Glick at Monaco. Monaco, Cheryshev back at Valencia before his World Cup heroics, James Ward-Prowse when he was only 78 overall, Zappacosta at Chelsea, which was just a player and a transfer I completely forgot about, Danny Rose when he was like actually half decent, Oliver Torres, a former FIFA career mode wonder kid, the fall off of Carlos Tevez when he moved back to Argentina for Boca, Benjamin Pavard at Stuttgart, we had Castillejo Upamecano and he was a mere wonder kid at RB Leipzig. How much was Prime Ronaldo going back in these days? I know he was like at the peak of his powers. This was his peak when it comes to FIFA. There's only one of him on the market and he's minimum 1.99 million coins. He was the highest rated player. There is no more Real Madrid Ronaldos on the market. They've gone extinct. And the last team of the week consisted of 95 rated Gareth Bale. He's now retired. Yeah, how times have changed. It's a weird one to lay your eyes on. You got Mo Salah on the right, 94. You got some absolute ballers in here. 93 rated Eriksen at Spurs. Who's this? Depay on the bench. Cheryshev when he was balling out for Russia back when they could actually compete in world football. FIFA 18 will also remain as a special moment in the franchise. This title not only was a World Cup year but had its very own World Cup DLC add-on. I've explained my gripes and grievances towards in the past more in detail than this. You all know my opinion on it by now, but we've got to explore it. We had a regular World Cup playthrough. You had your own custom tournament where you could import non-qualified teams, and for Italians like myself, this was a game-changing feature. I've accepted it. I just want to erase it from my memory. You had all the flags in the background. You've got, you know, that nice little World Cup aesthetic. The menu changes. The vibrancy is just taken up a notch. It was pretty minimal though. You only had central squad. There was no real like cutscenes or anything. You can start to see, yeah, this is when EA started getting lazy with that World Cup license, which now they've lost. Going down in Russia, this was the old simulation system where you just had to watch it play out. Well, watch the minutes tick down as the Immobile squad. We're gonna skip it, and it's a 4-1 win versus Denmark. And this is where the table actually like moved in real time after the result, which was a nice little touch. Australia 5-0, Jesus. You could also play the World Cup online and like face off versus people. I don't really do this too much. Online friendlies as well. 309 people playing right now. A few people have wanted to travel back in time recently. The nostalgia merchants have crawled out of the darkness. The World Cup DLC Ultimate Team. I'm not gonna lie, this is the last time I properly invested my time into Ultimate Team. And here's another detriment where I had half my progress on Xbox, half my progress on PS4. Because I know my PS4 team I had pretty much a full icon squad. It was way too easy to get icons in this game, and even with, you know, 7 games played, I had 4 in this team. Icon upgrade that broke this game mode from the inside out. It's just crazy. 92 Harry Kane on the bench, Nabil Fekir at an 88. And I wanted to save this up. There was no market on these World Cup Ultimate Team add-ons, so it was only packs. You were forced to open packs or earn them through playing the game, and we have enough coinage here to open up a 7.5k pack. Is it gonna be a walkout? Are we gonna get something insane? Will it be an icon? I see some blue. No. What do they mean? The flares? I'm not quite sure. We've got something here. Hazard? Left mid? No. Even worse. Chadley. Not even a walkout, but you know what? It's good to relive the memories. The old pack menus as well, which I just preferred. And in every World Cup pack you open, you actually unlocked like a normal pack in Ultimate Team. So that was a nice touch too. This was the last time we had like a proper World Cup add-on. Like they didn't do this for 2022 Qatar. It was just like exclusive content in Ultimate Team. Forget your Panini stickers. Coates or Godin or Jimenez. Godin. 88 rated Godin. Okay. Back when Godin was in his prime, still kicking it about for Uruguay. And this pack animation, might I add, just chef's kiss. Majestic. Another Belgian one. Don't tell me it's Chadley again. How have I gotten Chadley twice? This is why I wasn't an Ultimate Team YouTuber. I just would have got too frustrated. Hey, J-Lings, baby. Ho ho. Did you know they actually removed his Millie Rock celebration from the game? Yeah, I know. I'm enraged too. Hulk, 83. Maybe 2014 it would have been a different story. And a lot of single player packs. Yeah, these were a big staple of this World Cup DLC where you could just get one player after every game. So you had a chance to upgrade your team quite comfortably. Is this Toni Kroos? I want to say it's Toni Kroos. 91. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That last minute free kick to win Germany the game will go down as one of the greatest World Cup moments ever. That's a deep cut, EA Morales. Haven't heard that name muttered in years. How crazy is it that if the servers are up on an old FIFA game, they still charge full price for FIFA points? Oh, actually, no. You can't even add FIFA points anymore, despite the servers being up. Maybe it's just for the World Cup mode. Okay, I take it back, EA. Maybe you aren't that evil. France won the World Cup, Pogba dabbed, Griezmann did a Fortnite dance in the World Cup final, and they all lived happily ever after. And last, but certainly not least, career mode. Now this was the year that career mode aesthetically got a complete overhaul, and cutscenes made their way into the game. You had the 60% increase to your transfer budget, the global transfer network scouts, the pre-order bonuses were still coming in clutch, and we were really in the trenches here when you had about 10 managers to choose from. They actually made it a feature where managers were in the game, but you couldn't actually use them in career mode until what? Was it FIFA 22? There was one major feature removed, and that was request funds. If you remember, that was back in FIFA 17. For some reason, it was just removed from FIFA 18, where it used to be axed from the game completely for no reason whatsoever, and we've never seen it back again. And the most revolutionary feature they added was the transfer negotiation cutscenes and the transfer hub, which was just a reinvention of your shortlist. This time they're just popping up on the right hand side and walking out. Van Woodburn, jeez, remember him? Remember when the Liverpool fans were hyping him up to be the next big thing? Callum Hudson-Odoi without a game face scan. You've got Morgan Gibbs-White at Wolves. A classic Chelsea failed wonder kid, Kennedy. One thing I don't miss though from console FIFA is just how laggy the menus and the load times are. I am so grateful I was able to move to PC. Seeing cutscenes in career mode at the time, after all the love the journey got, this was like, you know, a breath of fresh air. This was revolutionary. Back in 2017, we were eating good. They never really changed since this. Like, they're still kind of the same to this day. You've got the two managers sitting on the couch, agreeing on a fee. It's pretty stock standard at this point. We're used to this by now. And the squad hub also got a major overhaul. This was when the squad rankings was removed. Other classic features like that iconic book that used to pop up. Now we had the squad hub and the transfer hub kind of merge into one. And career mode was evolving, but one thing I can say is the lighting in this game is so bad. I can barely see Bailly's fate, like Lukaku even. Why is it so dark? We had player training, which was still the same and wasn't changed from FIFA 16, and pretty much wasn't overhauled until like FIFA 21. It was also the introduction of one of the glitchiest features in career mode history, the news tile gifs. You never know what's gonna pop up there, what kind of articles are gonna spawn onto the timeline, and you signed a big player like Milinkovic-Savic, you get that premium cutscene, and there he is. It was simpler times, really. Like, we had this billboard cutscene that was never introduced back into the game. It was a FIFA 18 exclusive. The transfer billboard, RIP, F's in the chat, you'll be forever missed. Basically, there was a couple of OG features removed, and a little bit more Frostbite visual stimulation added to the career mode experience. For me personally, I liked embracing the new change, and I also want to revisit one of my old saves I had on this, which was a Barca B rebuild I did. This is the rebuild where I made Barcelona B better than the Barca first team, basically. A common concept, but Barca B I don't think have been in the game since FIFA 18. And this was actually a year before EA got the Champions League license back. That was still called the old Champions Cup, even though, what, that's the La Liga trophy, yeah. Like I said, the glitchiest news title gifts you'll ever see. And we just have to play a game, don't we? We've got to get a feel of the gameplay, and we'll be replaying this Champions League final I had in the rebuild. The save point, we've got a midfield of Sergi Gomez, Rodri, Alenia the captain, Icardi up top, Brahim Diaz. Man, he looked like a young pipsqueak on the bench, Cucurella at left back, Onana in between the sticks. Man, that bench is absolutely star-studded. Here it was, the match day presentation. You had the skill games to load up into the menus. This was still on the old, you know, past-gen consoles, so it took a while to load up into the game. And this was the addition of the, like, pre-game cutscenes, you know, seeing the players warm up, go into the game, especially this one when there was silverware on the line. You got the pristine treatment, and here we are. For some reason, there's a Champions League final being played in the afternoon. Martin Tyler and Alan Smith back on the mic, back in the commentary booth. We used to live in a society, but nonetheless, we'll get this one kicked off. It feels a little bit more fluid, more rapid. The player movement is just, feels a little bit more arcadey. Tries to find a pass inside. It's a rapid shot from Icardi. Back inside to Icardi. There's two Atletico Madrid players down, and Icardi saw blood. To be honest with you, I can't really remember what was overpowered. I just know that shooting like across the body, flare shots, that was the go-to. The CPU are toying with us at the moment. Cross at the back stick. How have I... Okay, already. And Atletico Madrid take the lead. You can see that not even Saul has a game face scan. Oh, this is back when we still had Park the Bus and all-out attack. Oh, these were the days. This was probably like the last installment, which had a little bit of soul left in it. Let's just do it for the plot. All-out attack it is. All right, here we go. Here's the money ball. Here is the set piece situation. Icardi from the corner. We've got one back, people. Correa, big tackle. Cucurella. And he can find Arnaiz on the left-hand side. He's got options in the middle. He wants that low cross in to the back stick. It's 2 goals in quick succession. And it's Brahim Diaz to get us the lead in the Champions League final. All-out attack is just overwhelming this Atletico defense. They just move with a little bit more smoothness about them. It's not the most responsive game. Like, skill moves still don't feel quite up to scratch. But, you know, you can move around with the players a decent load. You can ping passes just like that. Heck, the Bellerin, get on side, my son. And that is all she wrote. It's hard to look back on this now that we have the Champions League license in the game, but the Champions Cup, I don't know how we put up with it for so long. Pez was over there cooking a 0-star Michelin meal with that Champions League license. I'm so glad EA actually got it, because that low-key saved career mode. EA branded, generic, unlicensed, it just doesn't hit. This is one thing that's aged poorly about the game, the Champions Cup in career mode. It's not something that I miss, I'll tell you that for free. And hey, we got the right cutscene this time. The Champions Cup silverware in all its glory. Look, I've memed it quite a bit. It's had its glitches, but this was actually the first game that introduced like the player moments. We had the Manager of the Month award. The Ballon d'Or was actually introduced in this game. The Player of the Year. You can say they were finally putting effort into trying immersing us into the career mode save and the world that we built. When you don't build upon it and don't change it for like 4 or 5 iterations of the game, that's when you start to have problems and people start complaining. Let's see the top goal scorers. This is how the stats all laid out. You had the perfect little squad hub, which is what we're used to now. This is where you can start to tell, yeah, like the last 5 FIFAs, 18 through to 23, start to mesh all together. Kind of had that same vibe about them in terms of the menus and the layout. And this is now where you guys get to have your say. What were your thoughts on FIFA 18? Do you rank it in high regards? Is it one of the GOATs? Was it one of the last great FIFAs? What kind of memories and fun did you create on the game whilst it lasted? And are you going to go back and revisit it now that you know the servers are about to shut down? But it was definitely a moment in time, that's for sure. Was this the beginning of the end? Is this where EA started to fall off? Was everything past FIFA 18 trash? Did they have the perfect gameplay, or was this just a flash in the pan? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below, and what other retro content you want to see on the channel. Do you want to see some retro rebuilds, some more retrospective on old games, and what other old FIFA titles should I travel back and revisit before the server shut down? If you went on to enjoy, make sure to drop it a like down below, hit like, hit subscribe as we delve deep and take a trip back to FIFA memory lane. So hopefully you guys appreciate it and get a heavy dose of nostalgia out of it. As always, I've been your boy Sir BCHD. Have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the very next video.